Hello, everybody. This is Shadow Kage coming at everybody with another video. I'm gonna start this video off by saying this is my list. This is my list of my favorite anime that I've watched. So if something that you have seen that you like a lot is not on here, you can let me know in the comment section. Go put in there. Give me some recommendations to watch because I'm always looking for recommendations that people like that people say are good. Yeah. So let me know. I'm gonna start off by saying that you're gonna notice when we go through this list, there's a lot of shonen anime, and I tend to watch a lot, but I'm starting to branch out more into more different kinds, like isekai, some romance. That's kind of where it started. And also, if I haven't finished an anime, no matter how old it is or how good it is, I'm not gonna put it on the actual list. But we're gonna have a couple honorable mentions. Okay, I hope you're all gonna like this list. Starting with that, now we're gonna get on to the honorable mention number one. Honorable mention number one is Bleach. I know I might get some hate for this for it being an honorable mention, and me not having finished or not seen it being as old as it is. But I just kind of haven't got around to it. I've been very much focused on other things, on other anime and manga watching. But I've really get into it. I'm enjoying it. I'm on episode 266. Been liking it a lot. Once I finish it, I'm pretty sure it'll be in the top 5. I think its animation has been pretty good throughout the most of the show. The story's been good, easy to follow. They explain a lot of the powers pretty well. It's got a lot of twists that I'm expecting to happen yet. Yeah. So I think that's what I need to say about Bleach. Okay, let's go to honorable mention number 2. That's Gachikura. That's a new one. It just came out this fall. It has the potential to be probably my new favorite. But I haven't finished it. It's not done. It's just the anime is just starting. I just realized the manga and I can read the manga. So I think it's just got the potential to become my next obsession. The art style is really cool. The power system is awesome. Lots of intriguing characters. Yeah, it's got pretty much everything I want in an anime. Okay, now let's get into the actual list. Starting off the list with number 10 is Sword Art Online. If season 2 was as good as season 1, it would definitely be much higher on the list, probably top 5. But season 2 was not good. The animation quality was fine, but there was a lot of weird animisms, like, in the story, with the whole sister liking brother type thing, even though I know they're not actually blood brother and sister. But it's still it's weird. It put me out of the mood. There's a lot of extra fan servicey moments that I think were in there that I don't think necessarily needed to be there. It was definitely there's definitely a lot in there that I couldn't quite get behind. I didn't even finish season 3. Season 3 kind of lost me with the plot there. It was like one thing that never made a lot of sense to me in Soul Leveling is, a bunch of these people just escaped from Aincrad and, with their lives and didn't die. But no, we're going to willingly go back into more VR simulated games and just keep trying to do the same thing, just without having the problems of dying. Like, just that the characters don't seem as smart as they're led on to be in the anime. It's just kind of overall. I liked it. I liked the first season. It was good. Season 2 kind of lost me a little bit, and then season 3 lost me completely about halfway through. The one redeeming quality for season 2, at least, was the fact that I enjoyed the fact that Kirito was still trying to save Asuna, and that was kind of the one through line you could follow. That was something I enjoyed, and kind of to me is the one redeeming quality of Sword Art Online season 2. Because with that, I believe it had the potential to rival season 1, but it just really didn't land it. Okay, now moving on. Moving on to number 9. Number 9 is The Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland has the most shocking end of first episode I think I have ever watched. Maybe I'm just not watching enough. Maybe just things haven't touched me the way they touched other people. But seeing this little girl that we spent the last 23 minutes bonding with and interacting with and learning that these orphans are just wanting to go to a home. And then you find out later on that you find her dead. It's just a very shocking and visceral moment in anime that really stuck in my head. And it just kind of highlighted the show in a way that I wasn't sure, hey, how's this going to go? How much are we actually going to see these kids die? And are we going to see them actually physically die in animation, or what's going to go on? Season 1 for The Promised Neverland, I think it's amazing. It's probably the best season out of the 2 that are out. But the animation was good consistently for the whole 24 episodes that it went. Season 2, I think, is a bit weaker just because it doesn't quite have hold the tension the way Season 1 did in my mind, at least. Yeah, it wasn't as palpable, I would use. This is probably the word, because you couldn't quite feel the tension as much like there was, but it's not to the same level as Season 1, where they had to escape the manor and the farm area there. Yeah, there's not quite as much tension when they're out in the open, and they can have more avenues of escape, essentially, I guess. But all the characters were very charming, even the evil ones. It's like, hey, that's kind of cool. You kind of, don't directly hate antagonists right away, except for who they call Mother. That lady, the things that she was okay with doing. Like, I don't think I don't think there can be too many people that would actually be okay with that. Okay, moving on. A Sign of Affection is number 8. This is really my first foray into watching romance anime. I love the characters. I love the story. It was charming to see, a bit of a romance in there that I didn't want to pull my hair out at. Where like, this is unrealistic. But really, what it ended up boiling down to is a boy thought a girl was pretty, and he was willing to make the effort to spend the time to get to know a way to communicate with her proper and get to know her and just bring her into his world. And I think it was really cute to kind of, watch Yuki learn exactly what Izumi's feelings for her were and have her process it. It was very endearing. It was endearing to me to watch Yuki essentially fall in love with this strange man that she knows very little about, but she's learning about. It's very sweet seeing all the other characters kind of catch on to exactly what's going on and how it's working and exactly what Uzumi's feelings are to you for Yuki too. So you're right in the journey with the rest of the characters. And I think that's probably the most endearing part to me in the show. And of course, the animation is gorgeous. It looks great, especially when you get the snow falling. Snow always looks pretty, I feel. Okay, let's move on to number 7. Here's the next romance anime on the list, and this will be the last one. Number 7 is My Love Story with Yamada Kun at level 999. I went in this not expecting much, but it surprised me with how charming it was. No character really did anything to make me angry in a visceral way that I got angry at the show. So I thought that was kind of cool. Overall, the show seemed to fly by. The pacing, I think, was really well. But I enjoyed myself so much watching it that by the time I was on the last 3 episodes, I didn't realize I was on the last 3 episodes. And it's like they tease, or will they, will not they, the whole time until the end of the thing. It really gets to your head. Like you need to know what's going on. And I truly can't wait for the season 2 to come out if one comes out. I think that's gonna be a pretty good thing. Even the little bit of fight scenes you get inside the video game are kind of fun. They're little chibi animations. It's cute. Even the supporting characters that aren't the two main protagonists that are gonna fall in love are all really charming. It's just it's a very cute anime, and I love it for that. Okay, number 6 is Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Despite having a very slow start, I believe that actually helps the anime a lot. Because I believe if it just got into the high-packed action thing, it would just fall into the wayside with all the other shonen anime that are magic-based power systems. But taking the slow to start to build the character relationships, Frieren's ties to her last party that she did over however many years ago it was. It shows you what the actual story is trying to be about. The story of Frieren is about Frieren coming into her feelings, I guess. For her to really, experience how she feels for her party members that are either dying or died in the last X amount of years since they conquered the demon party. And then just to see her become a very maternal figure to Fern, it's really cute. Even Fern's character, the breath of fresh air. She's a strong, independent woman that's very bound to her mistress. And then you get the boy that comes in because they need strength. It's just, the dynamics are all fun. I like how Frieren ends up being not as much even the protagonist of the show as much as the party of 3 is. I love how it's a party of 3 kind of, not one protagonist. Even though you can clearly tell from most of this season that Frieren's probably the strongest. But it gets to the point where you're wondering, is Fern not stronger than Frieren now? We don't know. I think we'll see in season 2 when it comes out, which I'm looking forward to amazingly. I really can't. Just to see exactly where these character relationships are going to escalate and how far they're going to go. And just to dive deep a little bit more into exactly what the power discrepancy between Fern and Frieren actually is. And I'm looking forward to seeing more lore on Frieren, exactly who this character is that seems to be very apathetic, but learning to be empathetic. And it's a real cool dynamic that I'm not really sure how I feel sometimes. Because normally you watch an anime and you see a girl and they're very empathetic, and to see Frieren and even Fern to an extent being apathetic and not really having much outward feelings towards other people at all, really. It's interesting, I think I'd have to say. Okay, there's a good chance that I believe that Freedom could go up higher if season 2 is just as good as season 1, or not, if not a little bit better. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is Dragon Ball Z, and it's only this high because nostalgia. Let's be honest. Like, it has a lot of problems, but you also have to give it its flowers. Without Dragon Ball Z, we wouldn't have a lot of the modern shonen we have now. Because without Dragon Ball Z, we wouldn't have Bleach, Naruto, or One Piece. And those three are primarily what most of the new shonen anime are based on now. So without Dragon Ball Z, we wouldn't have any of this stuff. So, kind of have to have it at some point. And I do have a lot of fun watching it. Like, there's a lot of narrative inconsistencies, I feel, with characters flopping back and forth and regressing and stuff. But the fights are fun. Transformations are cool. Yeah. It's really this high because of nostalgia, and I'm going to admit it. So, okay, now we're going to move into the top 4. I either love these anime or have been super surprised at how good they were. And because just how good they are really makes them stick well with me, and I kind of love them and want more. Okay, so we're going to start at number 4, and number 4 falls into the latter category of it surprised me on exactly how good it was. And that'd be Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 was way better than I thought it was going to be, like, with the premise. Oh, so it's going to be people fighting Godzilla. That's kind of what I thought. And it ended up being far more creative with the Kaiju, with how the people fight. I'm going to be honest, number 1 kind of almost lost, the first episode kind of almost lost me with the peeing out of the nipples. It was a very weird thing to have. But and kind of one thing that also keeps it from being higher is after I realized what they did to my man Kafka Hibino. Because he looks so much cooler in the manga than he does in the anime. He's very blocky. And I do believe the character design is not the greatest in the show, but the story, for me, at least, overshadows that by a large margin. And that's just how it is. Season 2 was fire, too. It was great. I can't wait for the next season to come out. It's making me want to read the manga. I'm just very impressed with Kaiju number 8. It was really cool. Okay, let's move on to number 3. That is Solo Leveling. And Solo Leveling was really my first taste at an MC that gets so OP so fast. With very little effort, really. The only time I think you can really see Sung Jin-woo really struggling is the first 2 episodes. Before he really starts leveling up and getting the handle of how the system works. And Solo Leveling is just one aura-farming moment after another. The fights are animated immaculately. Yeah, this is the one I think is on here primarily for the fights and just how cool they look and disrespectful moments that our protagonist does to anyone who's fighting up against it. It's crazy. I'm there for it. It's awesome. It's always impeccable in Solo Leveling. You can always tell when Solo Leveling comes out, it's going to look amazing. Okay, and now we move on to the top 2, and I love these anime so much. One either changed my life or just had me in a chokehold, and it's really helped me bring my family into watching anime. And that's kind of real special to me. It gives me something to do with them. Okay, number 2, Demon Slayer. This is the second anime I ever fell in love with, but also anime I got to branch out to my family and show them the anime is cool and give me something to watch anime with my family too. So Demon Slayer will hold a special place in my heart as the gateway for my family to watch. And as Demon Slayer does, it's always animated flawlessly. There's no problems in the animation. It may seem a little rinse and repeat, but when you start adding fully fleshed out characters, reasonable reasons why they're fighting against the demons, why they hate them so much, this is all things that I feel make it so much better, even though the story can be kind of rinse and repeat, I guess, in a way. But it's the characters and their desires that I really resonate with a lot, especially Tanjiro, how he's a big brother and trying to save his sister Nezuko. Me being a big brother, it really resonates with me that if I ever had to be in a situation like that, I would be able to save my siblings too. That is really the crux of it, why it's so special to me. Okay, now let's move on to number 1, my absolute favorite anime of all time. And I do not believe it'll actually ever get outcrowned or decrowned, I guess you'd say. Ever, but I really don't know. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe one of you guys will give me an anime that will overtake it. But I don't think so. The only 2 that I've seen so far that give me a thought that might is Bleach and Gachikura. But I don't know. Naruto just holds such a special place in my heart that I kind of killed it out there. Number 1 is Naruto. It is the anime that made me question why I've been watching Western comic book and cartoons for my whole life. It's like there's so much emotional weight and dedication to the story and these characters and their convictions why they're doing what they're doing. From Naruto wanting to become Hokage so he'll be recognized, to Sasuke wanting to become stronger so he can avenge his family. These are all very relatable reasons why these characters would set out on the paths they do. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched Naruto, I really kind of didn't like Naruto. He grated on me a little bit. And Sasuke was kind of my favorite. He was cool. He's a cool Neurogonist. That's cool. Another goofy like Goku main character here again. But as the show went on, I think it was some point in the Land of Waves when Naruto. Yeah, it was towards the end of Waves, the Land of Waves arc, where Naruto finally uses some Kurama chakra, and I'm like, no, that cool. That character's got an edge to him, and that's awesome. And that's when Naruto became my favorite character, and Sasuke slowly started to go down. Because I think my real lack of love for Sasuke really starts during the Sasuke retrieval mission when he completely seems to revert back to episode 1 Sasuke, where he's been changing emotionally through the last, I don't know, 150 episodes, and then he just reverts back. So I'm like, I'm not sure how much I like this character because he doesn't seem to change, and when he does, he just goes back the way he is. So yeah, and I've seen Naruto I've watched the anime at least 4 times, read the manga twice. It's got such a special place in my heart. And if you guys have any ideas what you guys would like me to talk about in a video for Naruto, you can drop that in the comments too if you want. So I have a lot of ideas, I just don't know which one to get at first. But that's been my list. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch and just interact in the comments if you guys have anything to say about my list, about anime recommendations. And if you liked the video, hit the sub button because that'll help. And like it too, please. Thank you. Bye.